SH Figuarts Tanjiro is a prime example of it's not about who did it first, it's about who did it right. Having almost 3 years plus to design this product, Tamashii Nations has done an outstanding job. You've seen the reviews and the responses are in. This is going to be the definitive Tanjiro action figure for the 1/12 scale. But let's see what the figure looks like in the nature setting. Welcome to the M.A.R.S presentation for SH Figuarts Tanjiro. I'll see you at the conclusion. SH Figuarts Tanjiro Tamado is officially here, and this has to be one of my most anticipated SH Figuarts of the year because Tamashii Nations made a very smart choice with this release, with this line, because they waited until their competition had some time invested into their own Demon Slayer lines. And trust me when I say Tamashii Nations definitely benefited from that. So let's go ahead and get Tanjiro out of the box. The first thing I want to cover is going to be the packaging the figure comes in. Now, I do enjoy these kanjis here on the box art. And then, of course, we've got these little swivels here that are like very Demon Slayer-esque. Overall, pretty pleased with the packaging here. And I like the backdrop, how it has that Tanjiro theme to it. It looks really good. Now let's go ahead and jump over here to the figure. You're going to be getting 4 faceplates, and I'm going to be honest with you, this is not your Tanjiro from the first episode, even the first half of season 1. This is your deranged, insane, Demon Slayer killer, or not Demon Slayer killer, but Demon Killer Tanjiro. And you can just see it in his eyes, how like deranged this figure or this character is right now. But one thing with this release is going to be this faceplate here where you can actually see the flame mark here. I don't want to say it's a Demon Slayer mark. It may be, but it's definitely the flame mark here. I guess you could say it is his like Demon Slayer mark. That alone is going to make this the definitive Tanjiro, and we'll cover more on that in a bit. We're going to be getting 4 pairs of hands, 2 Nichiren blades, and then we have the hilts with those as well. So when you look back at Tamashii Nations with their $35 releases from Luffy, Naruto, Goku, I'm going to tell you now, this figure right here is going to be your best value for $35. You couldn't go wrong with this figure. And we haven't even took it out of the packaging yet. So let's go ahead and take him out of the packaging. Before taking a closer look at the figure, let's go ahead and start with some size comparisons for Tanjiro. First off, we have Budsmod's Rengoku. And I want to tell you that this figure, I feel like does not scale properly, just because how tall Rengoku is in comparison in the anime to Tanjiro. That being said, I am very excited for an SH Figuarts Rengoku, because if they make it right, it's going to be the definitive Rengoku on the market, and I have a strong feeling they're going to do that. Next up, we have the SH Figuarts Naruto 99 Naruto. Here we have Storm Collectibles Evil Ryu. And then lastly, we have Marvel Legends Deadpool. Now, let's bring Tanjiro in for a closer look. The reviews are starting to flood in, so by now, you should have seen at least one of them. One of the highlights of this figure is going to be the articulation and the knees. I mean, look at that. It looks really good. Not only does it bend at the knee, but it also bends here at the calf as well. And it just makes for awesome articulation. And really some revolutionary articulation here at that. Now, for Buzzmod, you would always get your The Demon Slayers would always have like an extra set of knees. Well, for Tamashii Nations, you don't have to worry about that. As you can see, the figure can already pose on his knees already. And that's why I say it really doesn't matter who did it first. It's about who did it the best or who did it right. And Tamashii Nations has the upper hand because, again, the competitors have already released their figures. So they can see those and make improvements on their own. Another thing is going to be the, I'm just going to call it the jacket. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Hori or Hori, something like that. I'm just going to pronounce it a jacket for simplistic sakes here. A lot of people were upset because this was going to be soft plastic and not a soft good. Well, I'm here to tell you that it actually works really good. I think they made the right choice on that matter. And in the future, we probably will get some soft good releases depending on how well the line does, and I think it's going to thrive very well. With the Buzz mod, although it was a soft good, for me, I found it a bit annoying because it hindered the articulation tremendously. Now with this figure, you can see like there's little mini joints everywhere. You can swirl this piece here, the bicep, even everything can be swirled, and I think that is great for the articulation. As you can see, I was able to move every piece on this arm, and that was one of my concerns looking at the prototype when it first was shown, was like, man, there's a whole bunch of joints in those arms, but it works. It really does. Maybe the execution here at the shoulder going into the torso could have been done a little bit better, as you can see here. Maybe that execution could have been better to where you really can't see all that, but really, at the end of the day, the articulation in the arms and the legs, even here at the ab crunch, is pretty darn impressive. Now when we go here to the head, you know, he can look up a good distance, not bad, and he can look down a good distance as well. Are there other lines, maybe Buzzmod or Figma has a better range in their heads and neck? Probably so, but this is perfect for the Tanjiro coming from Tamashii Nations. And the articulation, again, it's everything you would expect from previous releases, but better. So, you know, you're going to have your double jointed elbows, bicep swivels, butterfly joints. The whole 9 yards is going to be here with Tanjiro. So yeah, overall, a very nice release. If you've seen my Bring Arts Square Enix Sephiroth review, one of my issues with that figure was it had the same kind of mechanic here, except for they kept falling out and falling out. Well, with Tamashii Nations, you don't have to worry about that. Fresh out of the packaging, you can pose this sucker around very easily. Okay, with that out of the way, I can't think of anything right off as far as the presentation of the figure. I mean, it's pretty much spot on. And yeah, he does look a bit deranged. That's not going to change. But with that out of the way, let's now go ahead and get into the accessories, faceplates, and pairs of hands. Actually, never mind. I want to focus on the different changes with this Tanjiro. Now, for this figure, let's go ahead and move on to his Nichiren blade here. So here it is here for you. Now, I love what they did for this. All you have to do is just put it on the little peg. It even moves around, and there you go. Such a simple mechanic that works very well. Okay. Now, when you head over to like the Rengoku here, and you had to slide down the Nichiren Nichiren blade sheath there, I broke my figure the first time I did something like that. So I'm super glad that Tamashii Nations is going this route. And then again, just like how you can do with other figures, you can remove this here and you don't have any issues. So super excited that they added this kind of engineering, I guess you can say, for this figure, because the other one for BuzzMod was like, it was a big hassle, honestly, a really big hassle. Now, let's go ahead and get into all the accessories and so on. Alright, so to cover the accessories here that you're going to be getting with Tanjiro, they're all Nutrient blades here. So we've already went over this here, how you can put this on the figure and things like that. Here's a Nutrient blade here. Looks really good, nice and detailed. And then you come down, and this was what really shocked me, was that we were getting this Rengoku newly, like season 3 Nutrient blade here for Tanjiro. Super cool. I think that was a nice add-on, the right move from Tamashii Nations. Now I did bring this guard here because, as you can see, the guard on this one, on these two pieces here, is extremely big, especially when compared to the ones down here for Tanjiro's Nutrient blade versus the upgrade. And then you can see how smaller in comparison it is to the BuzzMod. So that is going to cover it for the accessories. Now let's get into the faceplates. To kick off our faceplates, we have his default faceplate that the figure comes with, and it looks really good. Again, just look at it where I'm coming from. Those eyes are deranged, but I love it. I enjoy it. It shows this is not the same Tanjiro from season 1. This is like your season 2, season 3 Tanjiro. Next up, we have his angry yelling faceplate. Again, looking really good. I like how the earrings are moving with the wind, so to say. And then here is his Demon Slayer mark here. Looking really good. And when this first was announced, I did not realize that we were going to be getting this faceplate because I didn't make a pre-order breakdown, and I really should have, because this, much like Michiro from BuzzMod and him having the Demon Slayer mark, is going to make that figure and this figure the definitive release, or the most up-to-date release. Now, let's end this off on a happier note. Luckily for us, Tamashii Nations did include a happy, friendlier faceplate, and it looks really good. And I also want to point out the hair. If you can see the highlights in the hair, the purple tint to it, it looks really good. We have the sun hitting on the figure just right, so you can see all of those minor little details there. Truly enjoying this release and really loving this purple highlight here on the figure. Wow. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the pairs of hands. For the pairs of hands, nothing too crazy going on here. We have our closed fist, our open hands, our second open hands, and these are really just for using for styling with the Nutrient blades, unsheathing the blades and so on, and then our sword holding hands or Nutrient blade holding hands here. And that's going to cover it for the pairs of hands and everything the figure comes with. Now, let's wrap this up with a conclusion. To conclude this review, as you can see for yourself, this Tanjiro is a step above the competitors coming from Figma and from BuzzMod. I am very excited for this line, and I can't wait to get Giyu. Now, Nezuko, on the other hand, who is releasing this month, is a design quite similar when compared to the others out there. Giyu, on the other hand, is going to be an exciting release to observe and review. My most anticipated figure from this Demon Slayer line is going to be Rengoku, so I can't wait for that announcement and reveal, but I'm sure we're probably a year or two away from that. Thank you all for watching. Enjoy the photos at the end. Subscribe, like if you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.